Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. The Earth, with its many secrets unearthed and discovered from time to time, has never ceased to amaze us. Just when you think you've made the most fascinating historical discovery, someone somewhere else is unearthing another archaeological mystery in some other part of the world. In this video, we'll be looking at 10 of the most mysterious ancient artifacts. You'll be shocked by the number 1 artifact on this list, so relax and watch till the end. Number 10. The Antikythera Mechanism. In 1900, an amazing encrusted bronze object of undetermined use was found on the small island of Antikythera, 25 miles northwest of Crete. One of the curious scientists decided to clean it and found that it was a complex instrument with cog-wheels fitting one into another. Finely graduated circles and inscriptions marked on the instrument in ancient Greek were apparently related to its function. Based on the cargo, it was dated to about the 1st century BC. It seemed to be sort of an astronomical clock without a pendulum, but no Greek or Roman writer has ever described such an ancient computer, though many other wonders of antiquity are mentioned. Researchers have long debated where the device was built and by whom. The enigmatic Antikythera mechanism is still full of secrets. The archaeologists believe that there must be some predecessor to this fine instrument, but none have been found. The biggest question that emerged out of this discovery is, how did the Greeks manage to build this complex mechanism without any technology at their disposal? Or was there technology that we don't know of? There are many questions, but no answers.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
Number 9. The Lysurgis Cup. This amazing artifact clearly shows that our ancestors were far ahead of their time. In fact, they were so advanced that they may even have been inventors of what we today call nanotechnology. This extraordinary cup is the only surviving complete example made from dichroic glass, which changes color when held up to the light. When light is shown through the body of the cup, it turns from opaque green to a glowing translucent red. The glass contains tiny amounts of colloidal gold and silver, which give it these unusual optical properties. Another good example revealing our ancestors were familiar with nanotechnology are the strange microscopically small nanospirals within materials that had to be at least 100,000 years old. They've been detected in several places during a routine investigation of mineral deposits in the Ural Mountains in 1992. The origin of these extraordinary but strange artifacts that the human eye can barely see is still not explained. This fascinating artifact reveals prehistoric knowledge of nanotechnology. Number 8. Baghdad Batteries. A small, undecorated artifact with rather a plain appearance is believed by some scientists to be an example of a prehistoric electrical power source. It's the so-called Baghdad Battery, also known as the Parthian Battery. The artifact, thought to be a 2,000-year-old electric battery, was found in 1936 by railroad workers in the area of Tel Kujut Rabu, south of Baghdad. Most sources date the batteries to around 200 BC, but the first known electric battery, the voltaic pile, was not invented by Italian physicist Alessandro Volta. The bottoms of these mysterious cylinders were capped with copper discs and sealed with bitumen or asphalt. Another insulating layer of bitumen sealed the tops of the pots and held in place iron rods suspended into the center of the copper cylinders. The rods showed a strong evidence of having been corroded by an acid solution that evaporated long ago. Number 7. Olah Reactor. You probably think we're joking with that title, but it's completely true. In 1972, a French factory used to import uranium ore from Olah, a place in the Gabonese Republic. They found that on the site, the uranium was already extracted. They also discovered a large-scale nuclear reactor used in the area that must have been in use about 1.8 billion or even 2 billion years ago and was in operation for as long as 500,000 years. The former head of the United States Atomic Commission, Dr. Glenn T. Seaborg, noted that it could be a natural phenomenon. However, it had to be a nuclear reactor because to burn uranium, the conditions need to be very precise. The water also needs to be purer than what exists naturally. It is indeed a wonder that a 1.8 billion-year-old nuclear reactor should even exist. If such a thing existed in those times, there should be more evidence about the technology. This is another mystery that may never be solved, as there's really no concrete explanation for it. Number 6. Roman dodecahedrons. Some 300 years ago, the first dodecahedron, a 12-sided metal object, was uncovered in England. Since its discovery, more than 100 similar objects have been found in locations across northern Europe that were once part of the Roman Empire. 300 years later, scientists and historians still do not know what the objects are. Some have speculated that they were used as weapons, others may have been toys for children or even a distance measuring tool. In the midst of it all, one thing is sure, the dodecahedrons are considered valuable because they've been found buried with Roman coins. Unfortunately, there's no written documentation mentioning these objects, which adds to the mystery surrounding the dodecahedron. Number 5. The Lewis Chessmen. It's no secret that the game of chess has been around for a long time. However, a particular set has been of interest to historians, archaeologists, and chess enthusiasts for more than a century. Far back in 1831, a chess set washed up on the Isle of Lewis dunes off the coast of Scotland. What makes this board unique is that it's the only complete surviving chess set from medieval times. However, archaeologists are not quite sure how this chess set made in Norway more than 1,000 years ago ended up on the Isle of Lewis. Several theories are surrounding this. The most popular one is that when the chess set was created, the Western Isles, which includes the Isle of Lewis, were part of Norway, not Scotland. It's thought that a merchant might have buried the chess set for safekeeping before traveling to Ireland to use it for trade. It's only a theory, mere speculation. Until today, this one is a historical find that remains a mystery to everyone. Number 4. The Dropa Stones. Discovered by a team of archaeologists in the Bayan-Kura-Ula in China, hundreds of discs of stones were lying in the interior of a cave under a thick layer of dust. The discs, that resemble phonograph records, were 9 inches in diameter, with a circle cut out in the center, with tiny hieroglyphics all over the surface. According to experts, the discs are more than 10,000 years old, and when the hieroglyphics were deciphered, they found that they had stories of spaceships crashing into the mountains and piloted by a group of people called the Dropa. This was what the Chinese researcher who was working on the Dropa Stones revealed and concluded. Unfortunately, he was made a laughingstock by the scientific community and went into exile in Japan. Later, Russia took an interest in these stones and asked China for some samples. After China sent some samples to them, they researched, and then they could sense some extraordinary vibration or hum rhythm as if an electrical charge was passing through. The research on it was discontinued later, or at least was not made public. Regardless, these stones still arouse a lot of curiosity among people. For now, no one knows where these stones are stored or what is being done with them. Number 3. The Ancient Plains. These gold trinkets found in Egypt have been called zoomorphic by archaeologists. Still, you'll be surprised to find out that these look like the current designs of airplanes in South and Central America. While it looks like a good mix of a bird or a fish or something in between the two, there's no specific answer about its origins. Interestingly, it also has certain exciting features that can also be found on airplanes, like wings, landing gear, and even a stabilizing tail. It's very similar to the fighter jets in modern times. Which begs the question, was it possible to fly planes 1,000 years ago? Or was it actually a blueprint for modern-day inventors? Since, as they say, ideas are a dime a dozen. There's no reasonable explanation for these trinkets. There probably never will be, which makes it even interesting since we can make as many speculations as possible. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. If you come across a photo online and you want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it on a future video. Number 2. Williams Enigmalith. The mysterious Williams Enigmalith has confused modern researchers for more than 15 years. The find was named in honor of its discoverer, the electrical engineer and traveler John G. Williams. Scientists have found that the age of the found stone is at least 100,000 years, and its strange component, which looks like an electrical plug, is literally fused into the steino surface. It cannot be ruled out that the stone has been formed over 1,000 years around the so-called electrical component, and that means that the age of the electrical plug is much more than 100,000 years. Isn't that fascinating? Number 1. Decahedron spheres. In the 1930s, workers from the United Fruit Company began clearing the land in a valley in Costa Rica. They came across several perfectly round stone spheres. These giant stone spheres, with some dating as far back as AD 600, can be found all over the Decahedron Delta of southern Costa Rica. Locally known as Las Bolas, or the Ball, Most of these rocks are made from a rock known as gabbro and are made from molten magma. They were made during the pre-Columbian civilization period. According to archaeologists, people of that civilization used small stones to carve these stones into perfect circles. However, some non-experts speculate that these spheres were used for the purpose of astronomy. Others believe that these rocks were used to show directions to important places. Though they're clearly man-made, exactly who made these, how they did it, when it happened, and why remains unclear. The real reason is only being speculated. According to John W. Hoops, the Chibchen people inhabited this region, and they perished due to the Spanish conquests. So the reason to have these spherical rocks also passed with them. Which one of these artifacts was the most captivating and exciting? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.